I feel lately I've been a bit negative towards anime games because anime games keep disappointing, but it's time to praise someone for doing the right thing, and I'm talking Naruto Shinobi Striker. We all know how this game launched. It disappointed a lot of people. Finally, fans were able to make their own ninja, but within a couple of weeks, people ran out of things to do. There was no content, just the same multiplayer matches, the same game modes over and over again. But now, the game has evolved and grown into something this community loves to play. Even though, from a content standpoint, it really hasn't changed much. This video is brought to you by OtakuCharms.com, the online store that sells streetwear accessories and figurines from your favorite anime shows. Their website has received an update recently, which has made it a lot easier to find the items you want, be it Naruto stuff, Dragon Ball stuff, or their most recent My Hero Academia collection. They've also got a section of items for $10 or less if you're shopping on a budget or looking for a cool birthday present. And shipping is 100% free worldwide. Not only that, but whatever you buy, you can get an extra 10% off by using promo code GLOBKU at checkout. So pick your favorite item for you or for a friend, get 10% off with promo code GLOBKU, and get it delivered for free no matter where you live. Thank you Otaku Charms for sponsoring another video. Shinobi Striker had a rough start. Even before its release, fans didn't react well to a lack of story mode, which, coming from years of amazing story modes in the Storm series, felt like a massive flaw. Not to mention, graphically, this game couldn't hold a candle to the precedent that Storm had established. But despite all of this, people still wanted to give the game a shot. After all, for the first time ever, they were able to create their own ninja in a Naruto console game. And that made the game appealing to a broader audience, and perhaps this was the main problem. Thanks to character creation, we now had the vast majority of Naruto fans interested in buying the game, when really, a lot of those fans were expecting something entirely different. This game was always advertised as multiplayer first, almost like an Overwatch version of Naruto in terms of structure, and that just wasn't what Naruto fans were used to in terms of gameplay. They were used to flashy story modes and fast-paced action fighting, which was never what this game promised to deliver. Even if it did throw some single-player missions at the player with the possibility of co-op, that content ran out very fast, so as a result, there was a lot of backlash at launch. A lot of people were disappointed with the final product, not necessarily because of false advertisement, but because fans had built up this expectation of years of Storm games, and that expectation was something that a brand new series could never live up to. But even for the people looking for a team-based multiplayer experience, this game was found lacking. With only 4 game modes and 4 maps on rotation, players ran out of content fast. I mean, there were a lot of different possible jutsu combinations they could equip on their character, but quickly, the community figured out which ones were the best to use. So even though there were hundreds of possibilities, you played against the same loadouts over and over again. Attack types were running Lariat and Planetary Devastation, defense types were running Sand Shield and the Great Shark Bomb. Not to mention, the game was extremely laggy, good matches were rare and hard to find, and it was so glitchy, so incredibly glitchy. Shinobi Striker was doomed from the start. Pre-release hype wasn't the greatest, people were excited for character creation, but that was pretty much it. And the poor release kind of sealed the deal. This game was marked as trash by the community from the get-go, for some reasons more valid than others, but right or wrong, its reputation had been set, so people stopped playing. Except for those who didn't. Surprisingly, the game stayed alive. It was never hard to find matches in Shinobi Striker despite all the trash talk. Some people were happy with the game's systems, they were happy with the ninja they made and had fun trying out different jutsu loadouts, so they were willing to put up with all the game's problems, and ultimately these people were the ones who benefited the most from what happened next. Naruto Shinobi Striker got updated, not once, not twice, but over and over again, repeatedly, over time. Small patches addressed multiple issues. Server stability was improved, jutsu that were overpowered got quickly nerfed, all whilst releasing the Season Pass DLC characters at a surprisingly fast rate. Jiraiya came out about a month after release. 2 weeks later, we got the third Hokage, another 2 weeks we got Orochimaru, and another 2 weeks later, we got 3 DLC characters all at once, which would keep fans satisfied until the end of the year. With every character release came a patch, which addressed the game's systems and jutsu balance. If there ever was a meta, it didn't have the chance to get stale, because every 2 weeks, the game balance would change. And then, at the end of the year, a much requested feature came along, a brand new game mode, on a new map, and on top of that, it was an all-out brawl. A deathmatch mode which was exactly what players had been asking for. None of that control point or capture the flag based game modes, no objectives, just straight up good fighting to the death. If this isn't good post-release support, I don't know what is. 2019 came along and we got Tsunade at the end of January, Obito at the end of February, and Madara at the start of April. And just like that, Season 1 was done. The frequent patches didn't change the game drastically overnight, but slowly, Shinobi Striker became a better game. Entire game modes got remixed, with Capture the Flag receiving a huge overhaul, and then a Season 2 got announced to everyone's surprise.
本日我々はですね、皆さんに シーズンパス第2弾の、配信が決定したことを、お知らせしたいと思います。
It really goes to show how wrong our perception of a game can be based on what we read on Twitter or how our friends talk about a game. If everyone around me thinks ill of Shinobi Striker, it's easy to think that the game is just trash and it's dead and it's whatever. But if that's the case, then how come a Season 2 got approved? It's simple, because throughout all of these updates, the game never stopped being active. Outside of this small bubble that we live in, there was always an active community that supported the game. Players might have left, but a lot of people stuck with it. And a lot of changes made to the game over time were necessary, but others really weren't. Developers just went the extra mile to support their active player base. They revamped the loot system, giving the whole game a much better sense of progression. They completely remade the UI, making it easier to browse through items and create multiple character loadouts. They kept on releasing new events that motivate people to come back to the game every once in a while, which included making the base game free on consoles, so anyone could try it. And the end result? Outside of the big player boom that happened on release where everyone bought the game and was disappointed and left, Naruto Shinobi Striker has been a growing game with a growing community and is still getting regular updates. Season 2 just started this August, and in a single month, we already got 2 new characters. This pace is what we've come to expect from their first season of DLC content, but on Season 2, they are still going at this rate? That's nothing short of impressive. The further we get from the initial game's release, the slower the content rollout usually gets. But Shinobi Striker is showing no signs of slowing down at all. In a way, Shinobi Striker has become the Xenoverse of Naruto games. Not because of the character creation or the online focus, well, I guess that too, but mainly because it was a game with a broader appeal than it had any right to be. It drew the attention of all Naruto fans when the game was actually only made for some of those fans. So just like Xenoverse, it got a lot of hate at the start, but that hate slowly disappeared, and the players that stayed behind kept playing the game religiously. The hate slowed down because the players who didn't like the game moved on to something else. It's simply not on their radar anymore. They're playing Dragon Ball FighterZ or waiting for the next Naruto game, while Xenoverse and Shinobi Striker keep thriving with an active player base that loves this game for what it is. Could he use more game modes or stages? Absolutely, I would love to see more too, but no one can say that this game lacks updates. Even if they're not the updates you personally want, this game is constantly evolving. And because of that, I say thank you to the Shinobi Striker team. Thank you for making something original. There is nothing like Shinobi Striker out there. While in most anime games you can go, oh, that's another arena fighter. That's like Guilty Gear but Dragon Ball. That's an open world adventure. Shinobi Striker is unlike anything else out there. This mobility, this combat in a team-based multiplayer setting is just brand new. So thank you for taking the risk and being creative. Thank you for not letting hate comments get to you and continue to develop your vision. Thank you for listening and continue balancing the game according to player feedback. And thank you for another fucking duplicate. Where's my touchy sword, damn it? And thank you for watching another video. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.